morning, everyone. Clearly, the price new action, like the 70,000 action, really make a sensation. It took all the courage of the media and the headlines of newspapers. But our question is sensation necessarily a good thing? We don't think so. Clearly, price has a warm heart, but there may not be cold enough mind. So good morning, everyone. We are a team from the Peking University. My colleagues Christina, Gloria, and Richard, and Nicole are very proud to present to you our more holistic dual multi-package strategy. And before the further elaboration, I'd like to make it clear our main goal and criteria today. So as a credit processing company, we believe that the customer base is our main source of income and profits. So we like the company to maintain 80% larger customer base with the providing of premium service in 2 years. And we've identified 3 key criteria today. The first is our employee, and it's mainly the main focus of the price, of Mr. Price, right? We want to make sure that our employee has high satisfaction and also low turnover rate. So therefore, our company can also be able to deliver a stable standard and also to maintain the long-term customer relationship. And also for the company, we think that we want more cost-efficient solution to provide better environment for the employee. And also we want our company and our employee to co-develop. That is their personal career development goal is closely related to the long-term objective of the company. So given this settings, I'd like to tell you why the 70K action is problematic. We've identified 3 key issues and 3 key problems from this action. The first is about the senior employees. Clearly, the action really benefits the lower ranking employees, like the graduates or the newest like me. However, for the senior parts, they first experience imbalance in this salary raise because their salary barely raised at all, and also they have to bear more works from the Mr. Price because he was busy dealing with the media, right? However, their rise does not rise at all. So the improportional reward really makes them dissatisfied. And then the problem arises because they have low incentive to work in this company anymore, and some of them really has intentions to leave this company. And we think it's really problematic because although as a credit card company, the basic level employees very important, but we do not think that a company that lack of managerial intelligence or the extremely client relationship maintenance can survive in this market. So we do not think this growth is sustainable. And also the second part, our new hires. We believe that this attractive salary plan did attract a large amount of applicants, but we do not think that they really want to work in this company. We think that they are more interested in the money we provide them. So this actually makes them less sticky or has less sense of belongingness to our company, and we do not think it will maybe bring high turnover rate when our company encounters a crisis in the future. So we think that this is sustainable as well. And also the third part is about the finance situation. We all know that this is a heavy cost plan because you have to immediately raise the salary of your employees. So it's very tangible and obvious expenditure at the very first beginning. And also this salary rise is known to the whole world, and it brings worries from customers about the rising price. So we believe that really has a negative impact our future cash flow, and it also lowers the valuation, which makes us difficult to get future finance. So instead, we think that we can make a better alternatives for Mr. Price at the very first beginning. So we are very proud to present our dual multi strategy, which is more holistic and is less aggressive. The first is we do not only provide internal satisfaction by providing different motivating packages to different kinds of employee, but we also, by this, we can guarantee our stable external support from our customer and also our investor. So welcome Gloria for our strategy internal.
Thanks, Nicole. So first, we'll talk about the first part of our strategy, that the internal motivation. We want to provide bonus for our employees and for the company's future development. And our objective is to, through this promotion motivations strategy, we can enlarge our customer base. And our strategy is aligning with our criteria, and the composition of our strategy is the bonus for senior management team and also for the lower ranking packages, lower ranking employees, and the packages I will elaborate on in the next slides, please. So for first of all, for the lower ranking employees, their packages consisting of this three parts: moderate base plus higher commission and also learning opportunities. So first of all, for the moderate base, we instead of rising the minimum wage, we provide them with moderate base. However, we will design for them a very clear corporate ladder, which starts lower, however, increase larger, which will create a perception in our employees that if I work harder, I can get promotion, and also which means I can get more salary in the future. And also, we provide them with higher commission, and we'll introduce the key performance indicator system, which consists of these three indicators. That the first one is how many customers you serve in this month, and also the second one, what's your customer feedback score, and third one, what's the company's monthly profit growth. And ideally, these three parts will consist of 60% of your monthly revenue, monthly salary, and which will create an perception in our employees that if I work harder, I can get more. So third of all, for the third part, it is our training program. So for the newbies, we provide them with compulsory training that equip them with basic skill set that enable them to provide better service. And also for the veteran, we'll provide them with optional training program that we send them out to gain a master degree, and also we send them for free to join some seminars to enhance their knowledge and also the managing skills, and which will create a perception in them that if I learn more, I can grow better. So together, this three package will help us to motivate our employees, and which will help them to they will improve their performance, and so therefore the service quality will be enhanced, and which will create more satisfaction in our customers. And next, for the senior management team, currently they have their original base is already very high, so we would not raise their salary, base salary. Instead, we provide them with stock option plan, which we will offer them 10% amount of the whole stock share for those senior management team, and which the 10% will not create the worries of stock distribution. And the stock option plan will, according to their title and tenure, and will provide them restrictions on the stock reselling, and will provide, and the dividends payment will be in 3 or 5 years later, and which will create perception in our seniors that part of the company actually belongs to me. Now let's welcome my colleague to further elaborate on the next part.
Thank you, Gloria. So actually, I'm going to introduce to you the external motivation. Actually, it's about how to find the VC experts which suit into this company and fund this future development. So what's the problem for this Mr. Price's company? Actually, first, the shortage of cash for future expansion due to the stimulation package has greatly lowered the valuation of his company, and so we're going to actually solve this problem and fund this future expansion. So our goal is to fund the stimulation package to sell our stocks at a fair price and avoid the outsourcing due to maintain our performance level and not being subjected to a lack of cash. So next slide, please. And so before we go to our VC investors, let's see what we have here in our employees, clients, and VC employees and clients. So for the employees, we're actually going to have because they have higher salary, they have the learning opportunity, and for senior executives, they have stock bonuses. So actually, they have higher satisfaction, and this high commission in their salary actually ensures the effect on their service quality. And the learning plan actually creates the better staff of this company. So through these three effects, we believe that Mr. Price's company have better staff, and actually VC investors value the staffs in this company. So better staff will actually help this company better fit in the standards of those VC investors. And next slide, please. For the clients, of this company, because actually at least three of the important clients of this company have emphasized the risk of bankruptcy due to his aggressive expansion plan. So actually here we provide a commission instead of a basic salary, and this commission is based on performance. So actually we can actually lower the cost if the performance is not that good. So we actually lower the chance of bankruptcy, and this ensures the credibility to those clients. Also, the better services actually enhances our customer base because clients always want to receive better service. Next slide, please. So with all this two important stakeholders satisfied, how are we going to satisfy our VC investors? Actually, the prior 70,000 basic salary plan with a stimulation package we provide is actually a major problem of our low valuation to those VC investors. And our development bonus plan, the stimulation plan, actually is going to lower the cost and result in higher performance, which will result in a higher valuation because we have higher profits. And VC investors really look into the current profit and short-term profit. And since our performance is strictly linked with cost, so we have a lower risk of default. And this is also one important factor that VC investors look into. So with higher profit and higher valuation, it will be really a good chance for us to finance our future expansion and sell our stock at a fair price. So let's welcome Christina to introduce.
Thanks for glorious and Rachel's respective introduction to the internal and external motivation. Here comes the timeline. We map out the timeline within 2 years from 2015, the second half of 2015 to 2017, and we give the budget accordingly. In 2015, we will select and implement training programs, and our training program starts in 2017 and in 2016, and that will give us $2 million to implement the programs. And secondly, in 2016, we are going to seek finance and cooperate with training institution to lower our cost. And in 2017, we are going to issue stock bonus to the management because we think first we ensure the lower ranking employees, then we will motivate the management, and that will ensure the motivation is efficient and effective. And next slide, please. Based on the strategic timeline we give, we also make some quantitative forecast and qualitative remark. And for the quantitative part, you can see we select 2 dimensions, the internal and external. For the internal part, we measure the satisfactory and turnover rate within our company. And there are 2 stages. In the first stage, you can see the satisfactory is growing rapidly and the turnover rate is actually declining. However, in the second stage, starting from 2016 to 2017, the satisfactory increase slowly, but the turnover rate will have a slight increase in 2016. And think about why. Because in 2016, 2016, we will announce the list to attend the training program, and some employees may not be satisfied with the list. And later, I will give the mitigation solution towards this risk. And for the external part, we select the benchmark in 2015. The profit is $2.2 million, right? And we expect the profit will increase rapidly. And in 2016, because the implementation of our training program, the profit may slow down a little, but that will support our long-term growth. After the quantitative part, let's see the qualitative part. And before that, let's review our standards at the very beginning. We select 3 criteria, and based on these criteria, we make our qualitative remarks. We select 4 stakeholders. For the senior management, we think they can co-develop with our company. For the lower ranking employees, their performance is based on motivation, and they will have self-developing opportunities. For the customer, they will be given a reasonable price and be provided better service. And for the investor, the promising future will grant them to invest in us. And after the quantitative forecast and qualitative remarks, we think of some risk. And before that, we come up with a new model. We call it the risk identification model. We select 2 dimensions. The first is impact, the second is probability. And we use this model to rank our risk and give the specific mitigation solution. The first risk is employees' competition on training programs, and we think it has the biggest impact, the highest probability, so we will solve it first. The second risk is the management lack time to be trained. And the third one is the investors always about expensive training programs. And based on that, we give the mitigation solution. For the first risk, we will give the transparent KPI, key performance index, to grant everyone have a fair competition. For the second one, we will issue stock bonus and remote training for the senior management. For the third one, we will seek cooperation with training institutions. And after the risk mitigation part, let's come to our summary of our strategy. Our strategy is dual motivation strategy. It's not only internal strategies, but also external strategies. For the internal part, we will motivate our employees, and we divide our employees to the higher management and lower ranking employees. For the higher management, what they care about most, we think they should co-develop with our company, so we issue the stock bonus. But for the lower part, they will think more about self-developing part, and they will be provided training programs. And for the external part, we are also focused on enterprise expansion, and we will grant our customer with lower price, and we will give our investor a promising future. By combining the internal motivation and external motivation, we think that the company can motivate its employees efficiently and effectively. And our criteria comes from the employees and the company's co-development, but our goal will achieve larger customer base and higher profit. We firmly believe the bright future in this company. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, and now the 15-minute Q&A.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I'm always concerned about the value proposition of any business model or business plan, because a lot of emphasis has been put on the training, okay, and you say that good services will lead to good business growth, that sort of thing. If the kind of value proposition do not meet or exceed customer expectations, the kind of money you put into the training, would that yield immediate outcome, so much so that it could help the country to maintain a viable cost-benefit operation, not to mention the possible risk that it will go into litigation within a very short period of time because of the money constraints?
Thank you for your question. We do think that the customer's value proposition is very important, but however, we integrate the customer needs within our motivation part. We think the customer are focusing on two things. The first one is the cost, and the second one is the quality of their service. For the cost part, we think our motivation will not occupy so many resources, so the customer will not to be worried about the price raise or something else. And for the service quality part, you said that the training program is actually a long-term investment, right? Yeah, but I think the training program has two effects. The first one is the announcement of the programs will actually motivate our employees, so they will be motivated to work harder and provide good, better service. And for the long-term effect, it will increase their ability and skills, so the quality of our service is raised as well. So we think the cost demand and the quality demand are both met in our motivation package.
Okay, thank you. How about the mention of outsourcing? How would you manage the quality of the service provided by these external service providers in the outsourcing context?
Yes, actually, I've mentioned that to ensure quality, we're not planning to use like outsourcing because outsource to Philippines because it's like our base is in the States, and we have been like trying to serve the English-speaking countries' customers. If we outsource like our services to like other non-English-speaking countries, it may if there is like communication needs. So actually the interaction will be a little bit of low quality, and it will actually affect the customers' feeling about our companies, which is really one thing that we care, and also the investors care.
Yes, actually we have ruled out the possibility of outsourcing based on his release, and also about the cultural concerns like different cultures treat the customers' privacy differently, or treats the clients how their expectations differently. So we believe that since we are our goal is to provide premium quality and therefore attract more customers, we believe it's better done inside our companies, and we have to support our employees fully to increase their satisfaction and lower their turnover rate to ensure our service standard quality.
All right, so everything will be done in-house.
Yes.
And then the growth of the business would stay with gravity forever.
Yes, so since our strategy only focus on in the 2 years, like in the recently.
I see.
Yes, but yes, there may be possibility of outsourcing, but then there should be a lot more, even more training things involved in this in these things like outsourcing. Like you have to train different laborers from different cultures and to standardize their quality and their services, like their how to speak with clients, or how to daily operations, how to deal with the emergencies, and all these things should be even more involved in the future if we do think about outsourcing our services.
Thank you.
Okay, my question is in terms of timeline, where do we stand now? Like which year are we now?
Actually, we stand in the first half of 2015 because in this case, in April in 2015, they implement the 70,000 minimum wage policy, and we suppose that we are in the second half of 2015, and we think the minimum wage is not appropriate, and we give a alternative.
So you are doing the presentation as the role of the company itself, or as the advisors to this company, or as what exactly is your role?
Yeah, we assume that we are the company.
You are the company.
Yes, and we.
Okay, so you're saying that in April 2015, your CEO Dan Price announced the minimum wage, and then now we're saying second half of 2015, you will come out saying you will cancel that minimum wage and do an alternative, or how do you? That's my question. How do you handle the difference? How do you? It's a down deal, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Thank you for the question. And actually, in the last page of our case, it said what we could have do in this company. And according to the language, we think that it want us to find an alternative that we assume this 70,000 policy are not happening.
Yes, also we found unsatisfied shareholders within the company. So it reveals that this may be mainly the decision by the Mr. Price without further negotiation with the higher management. So we think that if we back then that time and do more negotiations and do more information disclosure to the higher management, and we think this is a better action to take.
So following on from
Tough questions to you.
following on from that, I mean, Mr. Dan is the 70% shareholder of the company. So does he actually need to consult with top management to make this decision? Anyway, rhetorical question. Assuming it's a done deal, Dan's already gone out and done interviews on this, right? He spent 6 months doing interviews on the 70,000. What would you say to them now? Would you say to them that you need to roll back the 70,000? Do you need to revise it? What would you say to them?
If it's a done deal, we think that actually we are make a mixture package or transition package, that we think the 70,000 minimum wage package is not appropriate because it's not efficient and not effective. And based on that, we think that we introduce our dual multi package and we keep the minimum wage of the $70,000, but we will increase our learning programs, and we will also source some finance to support the minimum wage and the training programs. And as time progressed, we think that the minimum wage of the whole area will increase, and that will not seem a big burden for us.
Also, we would never ever recall the 70K action because we do not think Mr. Price will do so as well. And it also brings a shame to the company. I mean, the sensation is such influential at the very first beginning, and it's really difficult to recall it. However, we are going to decrease its influence as the passage of time. And also to bring, we provide more platform for growth for our career, of our employees in the future, and to put our more emphasis on our value proposition like that, rather than the high minimal wages.
So consider about if it is a done deal. So what we have here, so the stock option plan can also be conducted for the seniors to assure them, to alleviate their concern, and also we need to do some like the public relation thing to assure to further relieve our investors and also the customers that even though we have done the deal, we will not do anything for the price, and we will not to increase the price. And also we will seek some external resource to cover our increasing budget.
Okay, so there will be two things there. Let me take the first one that you mentioned, stock options. 10% of the total company equity. Okay. New shares, existing shares, whose shares?
So Dan's shares.
So Dan's going to give 10% of the shares to his senior management.
Yes.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
dilution.
He's no dilution. He's generous CEO, I guess. He's giving 70,000 to all the staff, so 10% of the shares to the top manager. How are you going to deal with? But that's only being one point in time. How are you going to deal with new management? New top management that come in, or more top management, right? Right now the company's 120 people. You maybe have 10 people into the top management. What happens when there's 20 people in top management? How do you distribute the shares?
Actually, we map out the 2-year plan, and we think that within 2 years, if new management join our team, actually he is not enjoying the stock bonus, because we think that the bonus is based on your performance and some qualifications and your contributions to the company. If you join us newly, we don't think you can meet the first round of stock bonus, but maybe 2 years later, after the expansion of our companies, we will have more profit, more revenue, and we will launch the second round of stock bonuses, and the new management can also enjoy the contributions he made to the company.
And if the new coming senior management is that large, we're going to make the competition more fierce. Like, if you really want to get this share, and you have to do much better and to bring some real changes to the company to convince us to give you the share.
How are you going to deal with the lawsuit?
Dan Brunner. Dan Mother suing Dan because
Yeah, he wants him to buy back 30% of his share.
Yes,
30% he owns.
So since we're brothers, we want to take it privately, and we will address his concern. Like, so currently you are not satisfied with our 70K policy. However, we'll show you our strategy, our motivation package for the future, and address him that. So our company will grow fast. So your 30% actually will go better. And why would you?
So I mean,
So
well, it's coincidental that you have this slide up there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm guessing the down one would be negative.
That one means the budget of our strategy.
Yeah, that
Yes.
means money you're gonna spend, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's spend the whole profit for 2015 or last year was $2 million.
$2.2 million.
And you're gonna spend that all on training and development.
But we seek external.
Yes, although it's a
financing.
post-revenue company, but it still receives fundings from external things like VC capital, VC investors and things like that. So we are going to use our strategy to attract VC investors and also help to receive help from them as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
even-
how are you convinced the VC investors when you are zero profitability? Because you have 2 million profitability, 2 million training costs, zero, right?
Yes. But actually, there are so many pre-revenue companies. They thrive like for 5 years already, and they're still pre-revenue. And all we have to convince them is about our future capital, future cash flows, about how our training program would increase our service quality substantially and really attract new customers. So it's more like about how do you fund from ourselves given this budget.
What do you think is the key of success of the training program? Like so many companies all have training programs. Would they all like making very good money? Not really. So
Yes.
It's a good question, and we think our uniqueness lies in 3 aspects regarding in our training programs. The first one is that our training program actually have cooperation with training institutions. We will not provide the training programs ourselves, and we will outsourcing our training programs, and the cooperation like with HKU, with HSBC, that we can increase our experience and we can lower our costs. And secondly, the training program is not provided evenly to everyone. Actually, it's a motivation, and if you do better, you get better education. So actually, it's more than motivation than the training program. And our third advantage of our training program is that our training program is connected with your future promotion. That means if you get trained more, you will have larger chance to be promoted. So it connect with the external institutions. It connect with your past contributions, and it connect with your future promotions.
Also, as a service providing company, the service provider, the employee is extremely important, so it's actually essential. But we are going to go one step further to make it our value proposition and use the platform, the comprehensive holistic platform we provide to our employees to attract new hires or to maintain our existing employees and make it embedded in our culture value, in our company value.
Okay, thank you very much.